Hello, this is Ross Bliley from the podcast Pigskin Tales. This podcast is sponsored by Sterling Soap Company. With products sold throughout 41 locations around the globe, Sterling Soap Company has a unique assortment of products to choose from for your loved one for the holidays. Handmade artisan soaps created by Roderick and Amanda Lovin since 2012, these products are affordable and provide great value. Act now and save on your shipping costs. If you purchase $75 or more, your shipping cost is free in the United States. Shop now online at sterlingsoap.com.
Hey there, sports history fan. This is Darren Hayes, host of the Pigskin Dispatch and Jersey Dispatch podcast. I hope you've enjoyed another great episode here on Sports History Network. Now, speaking of sports history, this episode was brought to you by Firefly Books, and they have two great ones for you this summer. For basketball fans, they have the NBA 75, the definitive history by author Dave Zarum, who's appeared on our Jersey Dispatch podcast recently. He tells about the experience, the thrilling journey of the NBA, from its humble beginnings to its modern glory. Uncover the untold stories of triumph, controversy, and the greatest stars of the game. This isn't just a book, it's courtside seats to over 75 years of NBA history. And for the golf enthusiasts, swing into The Golf Round I'll Never Forget by Matt Adams. Relive 50 of golf's most memorable moments through the eyes of the legends themselves. From Garcia's triumph at the 2017 Masters to Nicklaus' miraculous 1986 comeback, it's the closest you'll get to walking the fairways with golf's greatest. Get your summer read on. Grab a copy of NBA 75 or The Golf Round I'll Never Forget, available online or at your favorite bookstore.
This podcast is part of the Sports History Network, your headquarters for the yesteryear of your favorite sport. Yep. You can learn more at sportshistorynetwork.com.
Hi, folks. Welcome again to another episode of Pro Football in the 1970s. I'm your host, Joe Zagorski, and in this episode, we'll be talking about great NFL linebackers who are not in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Now, there are many great pro linebackers who are enshrined in the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio, but there are quite a few who are not, but who they probably should be. I will try to mention just a few of them in this episode of this podcast. Those linebackers who have at least a decent argument for their inclusion into the hallowed halls of the Canton Shrine include, in my opinion, Mike Curtis of the Baltimore Colts, the Seattle Seahawks, and the Washington Redskins, Bill Bergey of the Cincinnati Bengals and the Philadelphia Eagles, Tommy Nobis of the Atlanta Falcons, Phil Villapiano of the Oakland Raiders and the Buffalo Bills, and Leroy Jordan of the Dallas Cowboys. Let's briefly take a look at each of these linebackers. Mike Curtis was a prototypical middle linebacker who was the spiritual leader of the Baltimore defense during the late 1960s and the early 1970s. Curtis intercepted 25 passes and recovered 9 fumbles during his 14-year pro career. He played in 4 Pro Bowl games and was named as an All-Pro twice. He also was a member of the 1970 Super Bowl V champion Baltimore Colts. Probably the only thing that is keeping Curtis from the Hall of Fame is the fact that he did not make more All-Pro teams than what he did make. Now, Bill Bergey is kind of similar to Curtis. He was a spiritual leader of every defense that he played on. Like all good linebackers of his era, Bergey played with a chip on his shoulder. He loved to hit his opponents. Be it running backs, quarterbacks, offensive linemen, it didn't matter. Bergey would try to level every one of them. He intercepted 27 passes in his NFL career. That's a lot of thefts for a middle linebacker. He was also an All-Pro 5 times, and he played in 5 Pro Bowls. The only thing that may be keeping him out of the Hall of Fame might be his lack of a Super Bowl ring. Now, Tommy Nobis was an old-school type of middle linebacker. He was one of the toughest to ever play the position. He enjoyed a wealth of fame even before he played his first game in the NFL. Nobis won the Maxwell Award, the Outland Trophy, the Knute Rockne Trophy, and was a consensus All-American out of the University of Texas in 1965. In the pros, Nobis is credited with 1,688 tackles, 12 interceptions, and 13 fumble recoveries. He was named as an All-Pro twice, and he played in 5 Pro Bowls. he unfortunately never played in a playoff game in the NFL. Now, there has been a recent push among grassroots fans to get the Hall of Fame voters to take a closer look at the career of Bowling Green State University grad Phil Villapiano. Unlike Nobis, Villapiano did not receive a lot of notoriety in his college days, but Villapiano was a natural at the outside linebacker position. He had the speed to drop into covering tight ends and setbacks coming out of the offensive backfield. He also enjoyed forcing running plays on the outside. Villapiano intercepted 11 passes in his career, and he played in 4 Pro Bowl games. He also helped the Raiders achieve the ultimate victory in Super Bowl XI. Leroy Jordan may well have been the greatest middle linebacker in Dallas Cowboys history. He was the play caller for the Doomsday defense, and his experience and leadership was second to none in the NFL during the early 1970s. Jordan played in 5 Pro Bowls, was a valuable member of Dallas's Super Bowl VI World Championship team, and he intercepted 32 passes. 32 passes from the middle linebacker position? That's really an incredible number. Jordan played 14 seasons in the NFL, and his steady influence helped to make the Cowboys one of the most competitive teams in his era. Now, there is a chance that maybe someday one or more of these outstanding pro linebackers will one day receive enshrinement in the Pro Football Hall of Fame through the Halls of Veterans Committee. I don't know if they will, but we can always hope. Now for the trivia question for this episode. Which one of the linebackers that I mentioned in this podcast episode actually tackled a fan when he ran onto the field during a game? Now, as always, I want to thank you for checking out our podcast in this episode and in all episodes. And thanks also for checking out the many great sports podcasts from many great sports podcasters on the Sports History Network. I'm your host, Joe Zagorski. Thanks again for listening in to Pro Football in the 1970s, and we'll catch you at the next episode.
This podcast is part of the Sports History Network, your headquarters for the yesteryear of your favorite sport. You can learn more at sportshistorynetwork.com.
The Sports History Network, where legends live on and the past plays loud. Welcome to the place where history's proud. From gridiron glory to the hardwood stars, from the racetrack heat to Olympic bars. It's the voices, the stories, the moments you miss, told by fans and pros who live for this. Hook and Themic, the Sports History Network, where the past comes alive. Podcasts and blogs that keep the flame high. From Babe to Brady, Alley to the Dome. If it's history and sports, then this is the home. SportsHistoryNetwork.com, the headquarters of sports yesteryear.